Coming to you live from quarantine, this is your movie quiz for Wednesday, February 3rd, 2021. Here we go. Hello, and welcome to the movie quiz, part of the trivia list. I am your host, Chris Mann-Nelson, and in just a few minutes, I will be asking you 4 rounds of movie-themed trivia. This is a completely interactive show, so if you want to get in the game, you absolutely can. You just head to this URL. Let me line my finger up properly here. This URL right here, TMQ, as in the movie quiz, tmq.thetrivialist.com. Once you're there, you just enter your email, register your team name, and you are all set. It's an absolutely free game to play. It costs nothing, but tips are always appreciated. And you'll see little tip buttons for Venmo and PayPal if you're so inclined. So playing along with you tonight is going to be a very special guest. He's a writer, he's a comedian, he's an animator. Currently, he's working on the CBS All Access series, Tooning Out the News. Please welcome to the movie quiz, Jon Bershad. Jon, welcome to the game. Welcome to the movie quiz.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for being on. I'm very excited to have you here.
No problem. Happy to be here until I start getting questions wrong. Then I will not be happy.
Then you'll just storm right off the show. Just right out. So, Jon, while people are filing in before we get the game started, I wanted to ask you in our prep, in our communications before tonight's show, you said that you're a big horror fan and you've seen titles ranging from like the best to the worst. And so what I wanted to ask you is, which of those gives you more of a visceral thrill? Like, which do you enjoy better? Like, really high quality horror or schlock, like laughable schlock?
Oh, like, man.
Not like I feel like better objectively, but which do you enjoy more?
I feel like I'm gonna let me try to think of a non-overthought answer. Great. I think it depends on who you're watching them with. Mm-hmm. I think a bad horror movie that was still made thing with like bad horror, different than say bad comedy, which is unwatchable. But bad horror, you feel like a love in the creation of the movie a lot of times.
True.
And I think with like a group of friends to watch a bad horror movie, there's just something so truly delightful.
It really is. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna punt and say it depends on who you're watching it with.
But I think that's a fair punt, though, because you can. I was actually thinking this when I came up with this question, that it is kind of two different things. And it does depend on the setting. Like, you can enjoy a good horror movie by yourself. You can just get scared. You can enjoy the atmosphere, whatever the scares consist of. If it's atmospheric, psychological, jump scares, but when it's schlock, you need friends. You need like, or at least even if it's strangers, you need like a theater back, whenever that will be.
I spent 2020 working my way through a lot of part of it I watched worked my way through all the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels that I hadn't seen. That was I've done all my Jasons, I've done all my Michaels, but I had somehow missed a few Freddys in the middle. And I gotta say, watching those bad ones by yourself, it makes quarantined by yourself watching a bad movie can feel very depressing.
It's true. My wife says Chris needs schlock friends. He doesn't like schlock. That's not true. That's a lie. I watch schlock I have a schlock appointment every Saturday night for virtual schlock. So yeah, I think I would, if I had to answer though, I would probably say I enjoy bad. If the circumstances are right, I get much more. And honestly, for any genre, there's something about bad movies that really work. That really work for me.
I get it. there's an appeal to, I don't know, just watching. Well, I think there's certain levels. If their goals were really low, there's
Yeah.
something fun. Like if it's bad just because like, oh, they weren't trying to make any great art. But then
Right.
also if they're trying to make great art and then it's bad, that's also appealing in a way.
I mean, it is inherently mean, I guess, because like it has to be sincere on some level for schlock to work. Like it can't just be completely like Sharknado is useless because it's calculated and cynical. It has to like they had to have been trying, but then it's
100%.
Then it's kind of cruel. So I think we're gonna get. We've got 16 teams. And maybe some more will join us during the game. John is in there as John ! Very exciting. So we're going to get started with our first round of the night. And I'll say this later. You can actually join the game late, but I'll get into that because everyone currently is here on time. So our first round tonight. A couple rules before we get started. No Googling, no cheating. This is a quarantine game show. It's all online, so it's easy to cheat, but just don't Google, don't IMDb or any other way you can look up an answer. Don't put answers in the chat. I know it might be tempting. Some people get confused. Don't put answers in the chat. Just put them on the website at tmq.thetrivialist.com and play with friends. I encourage people to play as teams over Zoom or however you want to communicate, but keep your team size to about 4 or 5 people. Just keep it reasonable. All right, so we are going to jump into our first round of the night, which is it's going to be called Groundhog Names. Groundhog Names. So yesterday was Groundhog Day. So this round celebrates series that repeat titles. Okay, so it's about series that have a sequel later on where the name is either identical or otherwise very, very similar. I'm going to give you the position in the series and the star, and you have to name the movie. And normally I'm pretty like it's loose, but this is going to be exact. This is kind of a nitpicky round because the ones that change things only slightly, the grading software won't pick it up. So you will have to type it very precisely if the title is slightly different. Okay, so let's go into our first question of the night. It is movie number 9. This sequel is movie number 9 in the series, not counting a remake series starring Jamie Lee Curtis. Movie number 9, not counting a remake series starring Jamie Lee Curtis. So the first movie was named something. The 9th movie was named either the exact same thing or something very, very similar. And these are all movies that are they're all in continuity with the other ones. No remakes, no reboots, or remakes.
I can't believe they made 8 sequels to Trading Places.
I know. They thought they covered 3 holidays in the original. They had to get them all. Yeah. They had to get President's Day and 4th of July. This one, I started you off kind of easy into it. Halloween, the newest Halloween. This is a trend in mostly belated sequels that kind of drives me insane. They've been doing this more and more, where like they'll just bring a movie back. It's in continuity. It's a sequel, but they just name it the exact same thing. All right. Question number 2. This is movie number 2 in the series. It's a prequel. It's starring Mary Elizabeth Winstead. The first movie starred Kurt Russell. Movie number 2. It's a prequel. Yes, I am ranting. It's my right as host. It's a movie show. I'm allowed to rant.
I think video games started doing it first.
Oh, really?
Your just Tomb Raider and your Doom. It's incredibly annoying.
It's a very cynical kind of approach to it, where it's just like, just call it. It's like stripping any auspice of bringing something new to the table away completely. It's just like, it's the same. It's this. You'll like it. Although Halloween, I think actually Halloween, what was it? 2019, 2018.
2018.
Good job. Did you see the new Halloween?
Yeah, I really liked it, and I rewatched it. That was another watch during quarantine, and I thought it held up really well. I mean, there's a fefew parts in the middle that I don't love, but all in all, I thought it was a great sequel.
Yeah, and it turning the tables on who's the hunter, who's the prey is a good idea. So this one was The Thing. They made a prequel to The Thing that was basically a remake, but it took place before it, and it was also just called The Thing. All right, number 3. This is movie number 4 in the series. It's starring Vin Diesel. This is where you have to get a little specific. This is where precision counts. It's movie number 4 in the series starring Vin Diesel. All right. So this is where it gets tricky, because this is where they start just tweaking them slightly. The first movie is called The Fast and the Furious. This one, they dropped the articles and it's just Fast and Furious. It's just Fast and Furious is your answer. All right. Question number 4. So now I hope everybody grasps it now. If there's like even just a slight difference of like adding an article or subtracting an article, check my answer, please. It's saying that it marked it wrong. It marked it wrong. Hang on. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. This one is weird. This one, the grading software, I confused the grading software. So I'm marking certain ones correct. All right. Question number 4. It's movie number 5, not yet released. It's not yet out. Starring Neve Campbell. Movie number 5, not yet released, starring Neve Campbell.
Thank you to the chat for recognizing my great scarves.
Oh yeah. I want to see the scarves.
I moved a few months ago, and I haven't yet set up a good Zoom corner in my new place. So enjoy a bunch of knickknacks.
All right. So this one, the first movie is called Scream. They just numbered all of them, and then for this 5th one, which I think has everyone coming back, they're just calling it Scream. It's just they just gave up. Just called it Scream.
Now, did they give up, or is that a self-aware Scream parody?
Very true. For Scream, it could be a commentary on this trend of just recycling titles. Oh my God. It's like 2 mirrors held up to each other. Question. I don't know who's directing the 5th Scream movie.
Not Wes Craven.
Not Wes Craven. That would be very spooky. All right. Question number 5. This is movie number 2, starring Sigourney Weaver. Movie number 2, starring Sigourney Weaver. Again, I'll just say precision counts in this round. Normally it doesn't. All right, this one, the first one is Alien. The second one, there's more of them. It's fair, honestly. There was Alien, and then there were multiple aliens. This is one of those confusingly named series because they go Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, then they use a subtitle. Then there's the crossover movies. Then they just went subtitles and then there's Prometheus, which is also in there. All right, this one, number 6, movie 4 and movie 5. The 4th and 5th movies both use the same title, starring Richard Roundtree and Samuel L. Jackson. This one was a clue. If you follow me, I'll give myself a shameless plug. Follow me on Instagram for clues. You can follow me for clues. Everyone's getting this right so far. One team said snakes on a plane. But it's this one really blew my mind. It's Shaft. Because like the 4th movie is a soft reboot where it's like it's in continuity because Richard Roundtree is like his uncle. They retconned it that he's his dad. But then they made another one last year or 2 years ago and just called it Shaft again.
Yeah, I guess they thought because they're like 8 years between them or something.
Yeah, they're not that far off in age. Samuel L. Jackson's in like his mid-60s.
Is there any series with 4 movies with the same title? Because obviously Halloween, Spider-Man, and Shaft, and probably a few others have 3 with the same title.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. 4 of the same, where they just really go for that'd be like an experimental series where they're just like, which one are you watching? You don't know.
You can do that with a kids movie; they wouldn't care. Just call it Frozen over and over again. You'd be fine.
Basically, it's the same. Most of the really garbage ones. All right, this one's a tricky one. It's trickier than it seems. Movie number 4. This is a rumored title, starring. It's not official yet, but it's a rumored title, starring Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss. All right. I should also say now that we're getting further into the game here, if you joined late, if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube or YouTube or Facebook, go to that website there and enter your answers. If you enter your answers and then you sign up between rounds, I'll make it so that people can sign up. All your answers will count, so you can enter them now. Your scores won't appear now, but they will appear for round 2 after you sign up. So keep playing. It's not too late to join, even though it might look like it. All right, so this one, obviously the original movie based on the cast is The Matrix. For this one, I think they're backpedaling on this because it was HBO Max showed this as the title, and now they're like, no, that's not going to be the title, because everyone was like, that's really stupid. But as of right now, it's known as just Matrix. It's just called Matrix, which is a terrible. That's just on its own is a very bad title. It needs someone put Matrix Resurrection. That is one of the rumored titles about it. That is one of the rumored titles coming up. So I will accept that. Resurrection.
I feel like has there ever been a good sequel with the subtitle Resurrection?
No. Alien Resurrection. Who else? Let's think about that. Hang on. Throw Resurrection movies in the chat if you can think of any besides Alien.
I feel like it's always our movies. Well, definitely in the Matrix series.
Movie. This is question number 8. This is movie number 4 in the series, starring Bobby Campo. And the original was Devon Sawa.
Oh.
Remember, precision counts in this round.
Ooh, I'm torn. I think I'm wrong on this one.
Hang on, there I am. I dropped out for a second. All right, let me see what did you put, John?
I put Casper, but in case that's wrong, my other guess was SLC Punk.
It was actually The Final Destination. The Final Destination. That one hurt you, huh, John? That one hurt.
Wow, I thought of every movie starring Devon Sawa except Final Destination.
So yeah, it is Final Destination 4, but it's called The Final Destination. So
Ryan. I love Idle Hands. I also thought of that one too. I used to watch that all the time.
And you'll see in the answer, I put the in all caps because it was a preposterous title. The first one had no articles in it, and they just added one to make it different. All right, question number 9. Movie number 3 in the series, not counting a couple of crossovers, starring Adrian Brody. The first movie starred Arnold Schwarzenegger. What was movie 3 in this series, not counting crossover movies?
The most recent movie in this series was a real disappointment.
Don't say too much about it yet.
I will say no more.
All right. So this one, the original movie is Predator. It's Predator. And this movie with Adrian Brody, directed by Robert Rodriguez. They went the Alien route. He tried to crib from the Alien playbook, and it was just called Predators. Predators. All right, and question number 10, your final question of this first round in repeated names and series. Movie number 4 in the same series starring Olivia Munn. Movie number 4 in the same series that we were just discussing.
All right, I will never speak of things before their time again.
No, I think that's this is the only time where that would be.
I was very careful with what I said. I know how trivia works.
I was just worried that something would slip out, that it was. I knew it was coming. All right, so this one, so they went Predator, Predator 2, Predators, and then they went the Final Destination route, which is the opposite of the Fast and the Furious route, and just went The Predator. The fourth movie is The Predator. So you've got Predator, Predators, and The Predator all in the same series. All right, so let's take a look at your scores. After one round, we've got tied for third place, really second place, Chris 3, The Fog Remembers, and Good God Lemon with 7 points apiece. In first place, tied with 8 points apiece, is Sterling Cooper, Roland Deli Betts, and John. John, you are in first place after one round. All right. So excellent job. We've had 2 weeks in a row of the guests. Last week, Achilles was on, and he won the whole thing. He was the first to ever take the whole thing. So I
saw that. It made me feel real pressure.
So I'm putting it into the mode where everybody can sign up. If you joined late, hopefully you're answering along. If you want to join late, while we wait for any stragglers to show up, John, tell us a little bit about some of the projects you're working on. You've got Tuning Out the New.
Yep. So I am currently an animator on Tuning Out the News, which last season was on CBS All Access, but people at CBS decided that was a stupid name for a streaming service. So on the upcoming Paramount Plus, Tuning Out the News will return. It's a incredibly funny show, and I can say that because I'm not a writer. So as a humble animator, I can say it's an incredibly funny daily animated show. Daily topical animated show. It's produced by Stephen Colbert, and it is basically, imagine if the Colbert Report was mixed with Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Nice. That's excellent.
With animated fictional news people interviewing real life political figures, and it's very, very funny. And people should check it out. If you don't have either of those streaming services, you can check out the vast majority of it on Colbert's YouTube channel.
That's awesome. You know, when you told me that it's soon to be Paramount Plus, I didn't know if it was switching, or I was like, because I hadn't heard about CBS All Access. But that does make more sense because it's a broader scope than just CBS. I think
they realized that people have a very set idea in their head when they hear CBS. Yeah. And because CBS All Access had like tons of movies and stuff. And when you hear CBS, you think, oh, Big Bang Theory, which is actually not on CBS All Access. It's on HBO Max.
Right. So no, that's a solid move. Good job, Paramount. Nicely done. And John, before we move on to round two, tell us you also have a short film that you did all by yourself, right?
Yeah, I'm animating on this show because a couple years ago I taught myself limited animation, and then decided to animate my own 20-page script and made an animated short film. Don't do that. That's a stupid idea. I did it to promote my writing and ended up getting an animation job instead. But it's called Depressed Rabbit, and it's a silly animated comedy 20-minute thing. It's available on Vimeo or YouTube. It's free. If you search Depressed Rabbit, it'll come up. Watch a couple minutes of it, and then you'll probably know if it's for you or not. Nice. It's very fun. I give it a try. It's fun.
Yeah, I watched it. It's a lot of fun, and I was very very impressed by that you did that all by yourself.
It took a very long time.
So I'm putting this back into in-game mode. We're gonna start round two right about now. So that is our picture round. And I took a cue from your work on Depressed Rabbit, and Your picture round is going to be all movie rabbits. It's rabbits in movies. So I'm going to show you a rabbit, and you have to name the movie. All 10 answers are going to be a movie. All right. So movie number 1 is in the field there. You'll put your answers just there on the gameplay site. Here is number 1. Here is number 1. What movie is that?
I have a movie that I'm really hoping you have in this category.
Yeah, I guess don't say it yet, but
I'll let you know if it comes up.
All right, everybody. Good job so far. Most people are getting this right. One team said Scary Bunny. It is a scary bunny. It's a scary bunny named Frank, who's actually a dead guy who travels back in time. I like this movie, but it's a baffling film. It's Donnie Darko. That's Donnie Darko. All right, movie number 2. What movie is this? So for this movie, I'll say you can put this has a subtitle. You can put just the subtitle, and that's fine, but not just the first part. You need this. You need to have the subtitle. You can have the whole film or the subtitle. I can't take just the.
I never saw this. I loved the shorts as a kid, and I never saw the feature.
I never saw this one either. It's on my list. Let me just regrade a couple here. This is on. So I've been for a while. Sorry. The grading software didn't catch a couple of answers that clearly people knew it. It's on my list. I've been trying to watch all the movies that have been the animated movies that have been nominated for best animated feature. And this has been like looming on that list for a while. I want to see it. I like all the Aardman stuff. It's Wallace and Gromit, but I needed more than that. It's Wallace and Gromit and the Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Wallace and Gromit of the Were-Rabbit. All right. Question number 3. Movie number 3. What movie is this?
I was obsessed with Donnie Darko as a kid, and I remember I've loved it so much that I showed it to my mom. And afterwards, she was like, "Well, what happened?" And I was like, "Oh, well, if you go to the website, you get to read the book that he had." And I remember my mom just dead face went, "You shouldn't need to go to a website to understand a movie." And got up and left.
I am on the page with you and your mom on this one, because like I remember when I was in college, and when I was in college, they came out with like a director's cut that like kind of fleshed it out a little more. It was released in theaters. I saw it, I think at like the old Sunshine Cinema on Houston Street.
Oh, fun.
And like, but like, and I read the like Grandma Sparrow's book and all that stuff. And
Grandma Sparrow.
But I was like, I shouldn't have to do this. It should be on screen. All right. So this animated movie is Watership Down. This is Watership Down. Let me also point out to everybody, because I know that we had some lag issues last week, and that becomes really glaringly apparent in the picture round sometimes. If you're having lag issues, like it seems like the timer is going off too early, refresh your feed, refresh your Twitch feed. It will help. It should help you out with catching up. All right. So movie number, what are we on? 4? Here we go. Movie number 4. What is this? Most people, I was wondering if I picked a picture that gave away enough, but it seems like most people are putting. can put the pieces together.
I missed the right half of the screen for a second. I just looked at the rabbit. I'm like, well, I never get that. That's just a rabbit. And I went, oh, okay.
It's just a rabbit. Well, you can see this rabbit's vanquished foes. It's the killer rabbit from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. All right, movie number 5. Here we go. What movie is this? Waiting for it to show up on Twitch. There we go. What movie is that? A lot of people jumping right on it. John, you're one of them as well. This is one I have not seen, but I have a 3.5-year-old, and he like, the thing is, like, you can, with kids, you can like train their tastes in a good direction. But there's still always this pull to just want to watch shit from them. So like, you have to be very careful, because if you let the garbage movies in, they'll latch onto them. All right.
Wait,
so
you think that James Corden as Peter Rabbit is it a garbage movie?
It's James. I didn't know it was James Corden, honestly.
I'm 90% sure.
That sounds super feasible. I buy it. It is Peter Rabbit. You can tell by his little jacket there. All right, movie number 6. What movie is this?
Oh.
Here we go. I see it on Twitch. In case anybody's wondering, I'm running the Twitch feed so I can see when it goes live for me. That's when I hit when the lag catches up for me, that's when I hit the timer. So once again, if you're having issues, if that's not working for you, try refreshing your Twitch. It might help. Jane is calling me out for graphic material, I suppose. But I didn't make this. I didn't make this movie. It was Adrian Lynn, I believe, made this movie. It's a rabbit that was boiled by Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction. Fatal Attraction is your answer. All right, movie number 7. What is this movie?
This is the one I was hoping you were going to do.
Yeah, was it? I won't say what I was.
Yeah.
Hang on, wait.
I think I know what you're about to not say.
Oh, hang on. Oh, it looks like I messed something up. So let me fix. I messed something up programming the game here. So I will put this correct. This is going to give away answers though. This is Harvey. It's going to say something else. I made a mistake in ordering this. This is Harvey. So if you put Harvey, you got it right. I think the answer you just saw is an easy one. Somehow I made a mistake there. So this is Harvey the Invisible Rabbit. I thought about putting a picture of just Jimmy Stewart.
James Stewart.
Yeah.
I thought you were just going to put a blank screen.
All right. Here we go. What is this one?
I didn't see this one either. That Tigger is frightening.
Hang on, something's wrong with my game here. Give me 1 second, because this was Christopher Robin. It seems like everything's off. I scored you correct if you got it. Let's see. Sorry, I don't know why this is. Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay, everything's out of the order got messed up somehow. But just put this one in. I'll mark it correct. Sorry about this, everybody.
This is one I'm throwing a guess at.
Yeah, Ford is saying I've been hacked. I clearly have been hacked. Something. Well, I have to when I load the game. It's like a million. There's all this line. There's all these lines of like that I have to put it into, and I clearly must have put something on it. This is going to show you the wrong answer, I'm assuming, but I marked it correct. This is Secret Life of Pets. This is Secret Life of Pets. Now it's Christopher Robin. It's saying it's Christopher Robin. It's one behind consistently. And let's see what happens here. Anything? All right. Let me see if I can find. Here, let me stop this share. What happened here?
If you need to vamp, I can tell more stories about watching Donnie Darko with my mom.
Yeah, talk about Donnie Darko with your mom.
I can't think of anyone not wanting to hear that.
You know what? I'm gonna give everybody a freebie because this one's on me. Just type in Bambi. Just type in Bambi and see what happens.
That sucks. I'm sure I was the only person who was going to recognize Bambi.
Everybody, it was Thumper. Somehow I must have left Thumper off the. I must have left Thumper off the slideshow.
Well, if you can't say anything nice about someone, leave them off your slideshow.
So everybody got a freebie. Sorry about that. I need to check my work better. It's never happened before. Every time there's always something that goes wrong, and I'm like, this is honestly not this is not how the show goes. All right, so let's see your scores after 2 rounds at the halfway point of the game. We've got in second place with 15 points apiece, Chris and Sterling Cooper, Roland Deli Betts, and John. You are still in first place, and you by yourself now. You extended your lead.
Hell yeah!
To 2 points by 2 points.
Nicely I know my
rabbits. All right, nicely done. All right, so that brings us to our third round of the night. The third round is going to be your puzzle round. And this week, I'm just going with a straightforward before and after. Hopefully, everybody knows how before and after works. It's like if you've seen Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune, you've seen a before and after round. I'll give you a clue that will hint at 2 different things that share a word or a syllable somewhere in the middle. You combine them and give me the whole thing. So the 2 halves of these puzzles, it could be a title and a title and an actor, a character, and like a prop, like a MacGuffin from the movie. So there's lots of different combos that it could be. So keep that in mind. It's not just titles for this one. So here we go. Your first puzzle, your first before and after puzzle of the game. Oh, it was Secret Life of Pets. It says it was all messed up. Okay, so here's your first puzzle for real. 2 middle-aged time travelers buy instruments from con man Harold Hill to help them write a universe-saving song. 2 middle-aged time travelers buy instruments from con man Harold Hill to help them write a universe-saving song.
I'd watch this.
I know. It actually blends. Normally, like with before and afters, you end up with a bizarre like something it would never happen, but this could work actually.
This is how most movies are pitched, I think.
It's this meets so this one. So this movie, the front half of it is Bill and Ted Face the Music. The second half is The Music Man. It's Bill and Ted Face the Music Man, which actually is an accurate description of the synopsis I just laid out. All right, here we go. Question number 2. A 2002 one-take film shot in St. Petersburg Hermitage Museum, where Indiana Jones is trying to retrieve this Old Testament artifact. Remember, it's not just titles. That first one was title and title. They won't all be that. There could be, you got to think different combinations. So a 2002 one-take film shot in St. Petersburg's Hermitage Museum, where Indiana Jones is trying to retrieve this Old Testament artifact. It's a tough one. This one's hard. Oh, one team got it. A couple teams have gotten it right. They remembered.
Yeah, nothing.
So the artifact, I'm sure everybody remembers the artifact, is the Ark of the Covenant. The movie from 2002 is Russian Ark. So your answer is Russian Ark of the Covenant. Russian Ark of the Covenant. All right, here we go. Question number 3. A screwball comedy about a man and woman looking after a tame leopard who becomes a music-obsessed getaway driver. Screwball comedy about a man and woman looking after a tame leopard who becomes a music-obsessed getaway driver. The puzzle round is where I try, you know, I got to keep from dead air, but also I don't want to get in the guest's head as you're thinking. This one was tougher too, because it's an older film and a newer film. This one is 2 titles, it's a title and a character, maybe. It's Bringing Up Baby Driver. Up, oh no.
I knew it was something like that. I was like, keeping up baby, taking up baby.
You just didn't remember the verb. You couldn't remember the verb in the original title. All right, question number 4. In a Coen Brothers crossover, the eye patch wearing U.S. Marshal of True Grit finds what he thinks is a disc full of CIA secrets, but is in fact just an uninteresting memoir. In a Coen Brothers crossover, the eye patch wearing U.S. Marshal of True Grit finds what he thinks is a disc full of CIA secrets, but is in fact just an uninteresting memoir.
Ooh, I read True Grit about 15 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen either movie, but I read the book in college.
These were actually these were back-to-back movies for them. Yeah, and True Grit was made, and this character played twice by John Wayne, and he actually won an Oscar for one of those
appearances. Oh, right, they made a sequel to the
it was called This Character. It was True Grit, and then Rooster Cogburn was the sequel. Your answer is Rooster Cogburn After Reading. Rooster Cogburn After Reading. All right, question number 5. Loosely based on a Bret Easton Ellis novel, a college student finds his best friend has developed a bad drug habit after spending years hunting for Osama bin Laden. Loosely based on a Bret Easton Ellis novel, a college student finds his best friend has developed a bad drug habit after spending years hunting for Osama bin Laden.
That is a novel that I read half of, even though it's only like 180 pages or something.
Is it really? Is it really that short?
I think it's short. I've read a few Bret Easton Ellis novels, but that was one where I got halfway through and I'm like, boy, I really don't like these people.
Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, Bret Easton Ellis novels are kind of, they're rough for, and I heard that the reason I put loosely based on it is I read that like they basically took the title and were just like, that's all, that's most of what we need. We're fine. All right, so the Bret Easton Ellis novel is less than 0. The Osama bin Laden, half of that is 0 dark 30, less than 0 dark 30. All right, question number 6. The Book of the Dead from the Evil Dead series finds its way onto a plane transporting a group of notorious criminals and Nicolas Cage. The Book of the Dead from the Evil Dead series finds its way onto a plane transporting a group of notorious criminals and Nick Cage. John, you're the first.
It's insane no one's made this movie.
It would be a great movie. That actually would be, would be a great movie. You could, and like the second part of this clue, no one's going to care about like the integrity of that series. It's not even a series. It's one movie.
If someone walked into a studio and said Evil Dead on a plane and didn't get money thrown at them, I'd be shocked.
Honestly, Evil Dead on a plane, even if it's not crossed over, even if it's not in fact Necronomicon Air, that's a great, there should be an Evil Dead on a plane. That would be so exciting. Someone just reading the Necronomicon like in the bathroom. They're like,
the tagline is obviously something like, "You thought you were afraid of flying before."
right, exactly. And it's just like, you can see like in the trailer, it's just like, hey babe, you want a magazine? It's like, nah, I got a book.
Taking the Book of the Dead through TSA.
Yeah. Is this skin? They have to, like, the book has to get scanned on its own. Like, it has to like put its arms up. All right, question number 7 in your puzzle round. Life in the impoverished and violent slums of Rio de Janeiro gets even more dangerous when 2 legendary monsters start duking it out. Life in the impoverished and violent slums of Rio de Janeiro gets even more dangerous when 2 legendary monsters start duking it out.
Ooh, I feel like this could be a few things.
Oh, that's true. That's fair. And I don't have time to do the research. I should have made you know what? That is fair. There's a couple of these that I am going to take because I was not specific enough. Give me 1 second to just regrade some of these. Because it is what I was looking for specifically is from the new one, the one that's coming out soon. I was looking for City of Godzilla versus Kong. City of Godzilla versus Kong. But like John put Godzilla King of Monsters, and Godzilla does fight other monsters in that. Like, is Mothra in that? Is Mothra in that one?
Yeah, I was confused because I thought the new one's Kong versus Godzilla. Maybe that's my bias. I don't know.
Godzilla. I think it's Godzilla versus.
Right, I just checked. No, you're right. I just checked.
But
yeah, he does fight monsters. I'm still right.
But it's true. So if you put any variation, anything where Godzilla's fighting monsters, you got it right. Okay. So the long-threatened remake, and I consider remaking Escape from New York a threat, not a not a promise. The long-threatened remake of Escape from New York finally happens with this iconic anti-hero recast with a star of the Hangover trilogy. The long-threatened remake of Escape from New York finally happens with this iconic anti-hero recast with a star of the Hangover trilogy. This is on the tougher side of this round, I would say. Someone got it right. Nicely done. Couple teams got it right. It's tough. So the anti-hero played by Kurt Russell is Snake Plissken. And I'm not looking for one of the 3 leads from The Hangover, but he's still an integral part of it. I'm looking for Snake Plissken Zhang. Plissken Zhang.
I was trying to think of someone named Snake in the cast of The Hangover.
Snake Galifianakis.
I was serious. I was like, Ed Helms, no. Bradley Cooper, no.
Wait. I don't think this is legal. All right, question number 9. The trial of a Catholic priest charged with the negligent homicide of a supposedly possessed young woman hinges on the enigmatic dying word of Charles Foster Kane. The trial of a Catholic priest charged with the negligent homicide of a supposedly possessed young woman hinges on the enigmatic dying word of Charles Foster Kane. A couple teams have gotten it so far. Good job. I remember this semi-forgotten first half. The semi-forgotten one I'm talking, of course, of Citizen Kane. No one remembers Citizen Kane. The movie, the front half of that clue is The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Emily.
The Exorcism of Emily Rosebud. And your final puzzle of tonight's game. NASA scientists must figure out how to safely return a doomed moon mission with a crew of teenage girls who magically became grown women overnight. NASA scientists must figure out how to safely return a doomed moon mission with a crew of teenage girls who magically became grown women overnight. Good God, Lemon just keeps putting Space Jam. Good job. A bunch of teams are getting it right. John, you've gotten it right as well. And
I gotta say, this category,
you laughed immediately.
This category really, I did not do well on this batch.
No, did you not? You're still.
Well, I've been knocked out of first. That's for sure.
All right, so this one, the front half. This one is another movie. A lot of these are movies I think that would be worth watching, like Ken Pliskin Jung. It's Apollo 13 going on 30. Apollo 13 going on 30. All right, so let's check out our scores as we head into the final round. It's a very, very tight game, and we've got Sterling Cooper, Roland Deli Betts in third place with 23. We've got John. You've slipped to second place, but just barely. You've got 24 points, and Chris is atop the heap with 25 points. But don't despair if you're lower in the standings, because the game ends with a big bonus question that could be a 10-point swing. Okay, so you're still in the game. There's still plenty of time. There's a big bonus question at the end. So don't tune out. Don't write yourself off. So our last round of the night, I posted about this on Instagram today. Your last round of the night is going to be You Talking to Me. It's a round that I've done before. So the way it works is I'm going to give you a famous movie quote. All of 10 of these quotes are on the American Film Institute's top 100 quotes list. You tell me the actor that it was said to, not the actor who said it, but who it was said to, not the character, not the actor who said it, but who received it. So like if I said to you, use the Force, Luke, Alec Guinness would be an incorrect answer. The answer would be Mark Hamill, right? It's because he's the one that was said to. All right, so here we go. Your final round of the night. Question number one, quote number one, starting off easy. I see dead people. I see dead people. Who was that said to? Starting you off with a warm-up for the round. John, did your food ever come?
It did. My food came 50 minutes late. It came literally 2 minutes left in the countdown, so I had to send my roommate down to get it.
This yes here is presumably the scarf. The scarves have been brought off the sidelines. They're part of the game now. All right, so this was in The Sixth Sense. Almost everybody got this right. It was said by Haley Joel Osment to Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis. He sees dead people like you. Put them all on. He's got a game to play, Andrew. He can't put all the stars on. All right, question number two. Quote number two. What we've got here is failure to communicate. What we've got here is failure to communicate. Who is that said to?
Does spelling count?
No, spelling does not count. The only time where it was spelling is ever precise was that round earlier in the game. Everything else here is loose. Interesting. An interesting sort of Mandela effect here, I think, because John, you put Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh shit!
Other people did too. I think you were thinking of Full Metal Jacket, but it's
Cool Hand Luke.
It's Cool Hand Luke. It's Paul Newman.
Ah.
It was said to Paul Newman. 4 teams got it right. Good job. All right. Question number 3. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Who is that said to? For some of these, I went back. Also, spelling doesn't count, and last name is acceptable. Last name only is fine as well. All right. There are a couple teams that should have gone last name only because they put the first name and they put the son of the guy this was said to. It was not said to Charlie Sheen. It was said to his dad in Apocalypse Now. It's Martin Sheen. Martin Sheen. And I went back and for some of these I checked. I was like, were they actually there or were they just like there? But it was actually Robert Duvall says it straight to Martin Sheen in the movie. All right. Question number 4. Yo, Adrian. Yo, Adrian. Who is that said to? Who's it said to?
Oh my God. What's her name?
10 seconds or less because of the I count out the countdown, but it's
sorry, Adrian.
Why did that?
You were great in the Godfather series.
Yeah, so a couple of people just put Adrian as herself in Rocky. She's a Coppola, despite her last name. She's Jason Schwartzman's mom, Talia Shire, and she was in the Godfather trilogy as well. That's true. All right, question number 5. You're gonna need a bigger boat. You're gonna need a bigger boat. Who is that said to? And again, as we get towards the end of the game here, where the game is on the line, don't forget to refresh your Twitch feed if you're having any lag issues. All right, couple teams got it. Couple teams remembered this guy's name. He was. It was said to the captain is Quint, as played in Jaws by. It was not Richard Dreyfuss. He does not say it to Richard Dreyfuss. He says it to Quint, who's Robert Shaw. Robert Shaw is only 11%. Oh, that's a tough one. All right.
Oh my God, I was.
Did you put Dreyfuss?
I had Robert Shaw, and then I went, no, that's the sheriff. But that's Roy Scheider. Take these scarves off.
The scarves are bad luck. Get rid of the scarves. Audience be damned. All right, question number 6. You're trying to seduce me, aren't you, Mrs. Robinson? You're trying to seduce me, aren't you, Mrs. Robinson? Who was that said to? A lot of people just putting the character names. It won't. It's not a loophole. It's not a loophole that you can exploit. Her name, very talented actress, won an Oscar. Married to Mel Brooks. Anne Bancroft was her name. Is her name? She's eternal. Anne Bancroft was Mrs. Robinson. All right, question number 7. Surely you can't be serious. Surely you can't be serious. Who is that said to? This is where spelling definitely doesn't count. Once again, I thought about, I wasn't sure if I was going to include this, but I've just been on a weird roll where airplane shows up in like every game for some reason. I don't know why. It's just like the categories I come up with, it's like airplane fits. So I'm like, all right, it is from Airplane, and it's said to Leslie Nielsen. Yes, every single game. And now it's officially a bit, and I'm going to find a way to get Airplane into the game every time.
Screw everyone over. Do an Airplane 2 question. Really
I did do it. I actually did do an Airplane 2 question. Yeah, because I did movies of 1982 a couple weeks ago. Like, all right. So this one, who is this said to? You had me at hello.
I wonder if this holds up. Has anyone seen this movie in this millennium?
I have not. And you know what I just realized? I realized that I did this backwards, so I'm remarking everybody's as correct. I put it backwards in the answer. So it was I put Zellweger, but it's actually she says it, right? So it's actually Tom Cruise. So if you put Tom Cruise, I put it. That's my bad. Two mistakes tonight. Terrible. All right, here we go. Yoni is very upset at all my mistakes tonight. All right, but I marked it correct. I know that I got it wrong. All right, so here's number 9. If you build it, he will come. If you build it, he will come. Who that said 2?
The real question is who says it.
I know. Is it somebody? Is it somebody that
the
like
actual voice actor?
Is it like a famous voice actor? I don't know.
I don't know who actually voiced the voice.
Mr. Baseball says it.
Yeah, Mr. Met.
He's just moving over the Iowa cornfield as it goes. This was said to, he's astral projecting from Flushing. This is Kevin Costner. It's Kevin Costner in Field of Dreams. All right, and your final regular question of the night, question number 10 of round 4, question number 40 of the game. Hasta la vista, baby. Hasta la vista, baby. Who is that said to? Marley's Chains jumping right on it. Oh, I'm leaving up this
said a few times in the movie.
Yes, this one actually has like a okay, yep, I took
I can't spell that.
Fair enough. I have it is said a few times. There is room for interpretation. What I'm looking for is the truly iconic part where Arnold blasts the T-1000 and he says it, which is Robert Patrick, but it's also, he says it practicing it to Edward Furlong. Edward Furlong says it to Arnold. So I took a couple of different answers because I wasn't perfectly clear enough. All right, so that is our final regular question of the night. Let's see how everybody's doing. Very insanely tight game. Oh my God. Just so like we've got our top 3 spots. We've got a tie for second between Sterling Cooper and John with 30 points apiece. Just ahead of them is Chris, but not far off in 5th and 6th place. 4th, 5th, and 6th. We got my best friends having fun. Marley Chains. I've never seen a movie. So the way this last question is going to work, it's a big bonus question. If you get it right, it's worth 5 points. If you get it wrong, it's worth -5 points. You don't have to play. You can stand pat. If you think other people might get it wrong, you can employ some strategy and just skip it. But it could be a 10-point swing because someone ahead of you could lose 5, you gain 5. You've suddenly jumped up 10 points. So I'm going to ask it and start the timer. That's straightforward. That's what I've been doing the whole night. So here we go. Here, I always try to tie a couple different rounds together for this bonus question. So here we go. What belated sequel to a movie that features a couple of rabbits won't be reusing the exact title as the original, but instead slapping on the equally uninspired subtitle, A New Legacy? What belated sequel to a movie that features a couple of rabbits won't be reusing the exact title, but instead is slapping on the equally uninspired subtitle, A New Legacy? All right, John, did you guess or did you?
I don't know if I got it. I don't know if I got it in. I was like right on the.
You got it in.
Did I get it?
You got it in.
Don't know.
Yeah. All right. So I will say that that Good God Lemon put this answer. This was the time to just throw this out there. It's Space Jam. Space Jam, A New Legacy is your answer. So, oh my gosh, what a game. What a crazy game. We've got in third place, we've got Sterling Cooper rolling deli bets. They stood pat and didn't risk it, and were able to hold on to third. John, you took second place with 35, just lost by 1 point. We almost had 2 weeks in a row of the guests winning, but your winners is back on top this week. Chris, or technically Chris 3, the Fog remembers. I'm going to put the game into post-game mode now. So, John, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. Good job.
No problem. Thanks so much for having me.
So, absolutely, come back sometime. This was a great.
Yeah,
time.
I'd love to. It's really sad how I got all the dumb like children's rabbit questions wrong, and then any question about an old movie or like a foreign film, I did very poorly.
Well, you did terrifically, and you almost won. You came this close. So everybody, check out Tuning Out the News on Paramount Plus. When's that name switch happening? Is that?
I actually know.
Oh, is that something you can't say though?
They have not gone public with the launch date, but we know because we have to be working for it. But soon. And if you check out CBS All Access, it's CBS All Access now. It'll become Paramount Plus. Check out Tuning Out the News. Check out Depressed Rabbit. It's a lot of fun. John, thank you so much again for coming on. Thanks so much for having me. Great game, everybody.
Yes, good game, everybody. Absolutely. So a couple things to just say as we wrap up here. Please, if, like I said, throw a couple bucks in the tip jar if you're so inclined. Absolutely not required. It's a free game, but it helps us keep things running. The movie quiz. This game is a part of the trivia list. Follow them on Instagram for more info about our game and other games and New York City Trivia League. All questions here on this game are written by me, Chris Mann-Nelson. Follow me right here at Trivia Man on Instagram for game info, clues. Our intro sequence is animated by Michael Antonucci. The music was done by me. Have a great week, everybody. Stay safe. Watch some movies. And I will see you back here next Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. Have fun, everybody.